So what's going on, guys? It's Jeremy, it's speakboxing. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel before you click onto any of these videos. Also comment below in the comment section if you guys have any opinions on what I'm saying in any of these videos. Like always, is appreciated if you guys could drop me a quick sub or two on my channel. So a potential match what people want to see in 2018 is a fight between Bily Joe Saunders and Gennady Golovkin. If Canelo Alvarez doesn't fight Gennady Golovkin in a rematch later on this year, obviously. Gennady Golovkin's fighting on May the 5th still against a to-be announced opponent. And Bily Joe Saunders is apparently fighting, is it June or July, against Martin Murray, defending his world title. And the Bily Joe Saunders Gennady Golovkin fight, it's a matchup that's always interested me because obviously it's the classic case against the boxer and the brawler. But Gennady Golovkin is just not any brawler. Like, this guy can box. He's got a very good jab. He's a master of cutting off the ring. Excellent balance. He's very good at setting up shots. Gennady Golovkin, unlike a David Lemieux, like, that was a big problem for David Lemieux against Bily Joe Saunders. The fact that he telegraphs his shots so much, and he can't do that against Bily Joe Saunders because he's got an excellent boxing brain. He knew what shot was coming from David Lemieux before David Lemieux knew it. You know what I mean? That's how bad of a mismatch that fight turned out to be. But with Gennady Golovkin, it's a lot different. Like, he's there with the bait shots and stuff like that. Like, go watch Gennady Golovkin against William Monroe. He's there baiting him with the right hand, and then he comes with a big left hook that knocks William Monroe Jr. down. So he's very good at disguising the punches. Gennady Golovkin, he's a lot better than somebody like a fucking David Lemieux. You can see his shots coming from space. But a lot of people feel like it's a bad style matchup for Bily Joe Saunders, even after the David Lemieux fight. Like, before that fight, a lot of people were saying, oh, Bily Joe Saunders will get destroyed by Gennady Golovkin. But afterwards, well, after the David Lemieux fight, a lot of people were saying that Bily Joe Saunders against Golovkin was a 50-50, that it was a competitive fight. But you still got people saying it's just not a good style matchup for Bily Joe Saunders, because obviously Bily Joe Saunders will have to move a lot more. He won't be in the centre of the ring being slick or anything like that against Gennady Golovkin, because Gennady Golovkin's just going to keep him on his toes, because he's going to be pressuring him all night long. And Bily Joe Saunders, he's had that before when he fought Chris Eubank Jr. Like, for the last 5 or 6 rounds of that fight, Chris Eubank Jr. went for it, and he was just coming forward against Bily Joe Saunders, and Bily Joe Saunders was pivoting off the ropes and stuff like that. But the thing between Chris Eubank Jr. and Gennady Golovkin knows how to get on the inside. He'll use his jab to get onto the inside, whereas Chris Eubank Jr., he wasn't doing that against Bily Joe Saunders. Like, Bily Joe Saunders was pivoting off the ropes, making him miss and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's a very interesting matchup. Gennady Golovkin hasn't looked good in his last couple of fights. The fight against Danny Jacobs, he won that fight based on his jab, in my opinion. Like, the significant power shots and the eye-catching power shots were coming from Danny Jacobs, and Gennady Golovkin, for most of the rounds, was using his jab, and it was a jab that was landing all night against Danny Jacobs. He managed to knock him down in the 4th round as well, with like a flash knockdown mixed between a balance thing. And I personally scored that fight a draw. I felt that fight was a draw, maybe Golovkin by a point. But afterwards, he fought Canelo Alvarez in that fight. You know what I mean? For the first 4 rounds, I don't know. It was like something wrong was with Gennady Golovkin in that fight. For the first 4 rounds, it's like the moment got to him. Like, he was intimidated by the moment. He wasn't intimidated by Canelo Alvarez or anything like that. He was intimidated by the moment, in my opinion. Like, he got into that ring and he looked nervous because he knew this was the biggest fight of his career. And he lost them first 4 rounds because, I don't know, he just wasn't focused, in my opinion. And Canelo Alvarez obviously was a lot quicker than Gennady Golovkin, and I think that shocked him a little bit. Like, I think he knew that Canelo Alvarez would be a lot quicker, but I don't think he thought he'd be that much quicker than him. You know what I mean? It was just a total mismatch in terms of speed and stuff like that, and foot speed. And Bily Joe Saunders, he's got excellent foot movement, so it's a very interesting matchup, Bily Joe Saunders and Gennady Golovkin. And if we don't see the Golovkin-Canelo rematch in 2018, then it's a fight I want to see. It's for the undisputed middleweight title. Gennady Golovkin holds the WBA, WBC, IBF and IBO titles. Bily Joe Saunders holds the WBO, the only belt that Gennady Golovkin hasn't got. He says it's a goal of his to become undisputed middleweight champion, and a fight between Bily Joe Saunders could be a tough test for Gennady Golovkin, and obviously we know that it's Bily Joe Saunders' toughest test to date. So tell me what you think about this fight. Tell me, who do you think would win this fight? How do you think the fight would play out? Do you think Bily Joe Saunders would have a chance? Do you think it's a 50-50 there? Do you think Bily Joe could beat him? Do you think Gennady Golovkin is just going to walk through him? Comment below in the comment section. It's JM, it's Speedboxing.